Quiet on set. Action.
How do I feel about the dress code? I think it's a little too strict. I feel like they should just let us wear whatever we want.
A lot of different opinions about dress code, but as it relates to our school, I see it as a guiding factor for how students should come dressed and how they demonstrate their readiness to learn and engage with school.
I hate that I've been labeled the teacher that cares about dress code. I just care about all of our rules, and I feel like when we don't enforce the rules, we create a system and an atmosphere of defiance where none of the rules matter, and we've seen what that leads to. It leads to property destruction. It leads to kids doing what they want, when they want, how they want. It leads to kids getting hurt, and it leads to kind of a chaotic environment.
The dress code is just uniform, no holes, don't show too much of your skin and not too much of your chest. I do think we had the dress code just like to help us focus more in class, but personally, that doesn't really matter.
So a dress code gives you parameters for what is and isn't appropriate for school.
At schools that have had dress codes, I've seen more focus in the classroom. And at schools that haven't had dress codes, I've seen maybe more distracted students. But either way, if the school had a dress code, great. If it doesn't, okay. If there was no dress code, I wouldn't be enforcing it.
I've never gotten dress coded before, but I heard that you get community service or a warning.
We started enforcing the dress code pretty strictly. It's like if you enforce a rule consistently and across the board, then it doesn't become a problem anymore.
We can't catch every single person who is not in dress code, right?
I don't always feel supported. There was a time Ms. Rivas, Ms. Underwood, and myself were holding detentions and working with students consistently, and we were told to stop until they could reach out to parents and then tell them about the dress code. It came to a point where admin was like, well, we just don't have the resources to support our families. So I went to my city where I live in San Dimas, and I posted on San Dimas Buzz, hey, my students need uniforms. And so the city, actually, not the city, the citizens in the city started sending uniforms to the school, brand new uniforms. We got over $2,000 worth of clothes for the school, and we built up a nice supply. I don't know where those uniforms have gone.
I give away a lot of our school shirts. We've given students a lot of flexibility. So even, for example, the shirt that my interviewer is wearing today wouldn't necessarily fall in dress code, but it's not school inappropriate. So in that sense, it's a guideline. And I always invite students to think of dress code as, you know, when you're in the workforce, there are minimally acceptable ways of dressing that make you appropriate or suitable for whatever line of work that you're in, and you have to align yourself in that way. And when you choose not to follow that, then there's consequences in much the same way that happens here at the school.
Very cool. Let's just go ahead and show our interviewers anything. This is going to be a helpful video. Not appropriate.
Sorry, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'm like, ah!